The one I'm going to apply for you today is the Nars Satin Lip Pencil in Rikugien, I don't know, Hey guys, it's Devin, and today I have a full-faced prom makeup tutorial. I tried to share tips and tricks and reasons why I did some of the things I did, stuff like that, so hopefully if you're going to prom, even if you don't recreate this look, maybe it'll help you, you know, help you. I went with something really neutral and simple, just something that could go with basically any type of dress, like, ever, so. By the way, I did my hair. Who am I? Who am I anymore? So without further ado, since this video is going to be long enough already, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing to mention is kind of like prep prior to the day of prom or whatever event it is. You should be trying to like moisturize every night and every day and all that stuff, but especially if you have dry skin or if it's the day before an event that's going to be heavily photographed, and you want to make sure you're just using like some normal face moisturizer, face lotion, anything will do. And also chapstick, especially if you're planning on wearing a lip product at all. Just apply some chapstick overnight and let it soak in and do its magic. Speaking of chapstick, I'm actually going to go ahead and apply some now so I can let it soak into my lips while I'm doing the rest of my makeup. I usually do this on a day-to-day basis, so. And I'm also going to apply my Mercier foundation primer, and even though we're starting with the eyes, I'm still going to go ahead and apply this so it can be, you know, setting into my skin and such. I'm going to use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion just to make sure everything lasts all night. And then I'm going to use my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Yogurt, which is just a really light shimmery nude that's a little more pink rosy toned. So if you want to go with something that's either more neutral or gold toned, you can certainly do that. They have a ton of different colors in these. This is just the only one I have that isn't white, so. Today I'm going to be using two palettes, the Naked palette by Urban Decay and then also the Vice 3 palette by Urban Decay. First shadow that I'm going to dip into is Last Sin, this one in the top corner. And this is just a super sparkly, glitter-infused champagne shade, and I'm just using that on a flat shader brush. And I'm just going to pat that all over the lid. This is kind of going to be the star of the show today. The Naked palette, I'm just going to go into Sin. I'm going to apply that right on the center of the lid. Just to make it a little lighter. And now I'm just going to dip into Buck. And to apply this, I'm just using a dense blending brush. And I'm just going to pat that into the crease. And then blend it out. Now I'm just going to use a larger fluffy brush with a little bit of the product and tap it into the outer corner and then just blend everything together. Now I'm just going to take Hustle from the Naked palette, and this is just a dark shimmery brown. And again, using that same dense blending brush, and I'm going to pat that on the outer corner and drag it in. And then drag it up into the crease. I'm just taking that large fluffy brush again and blending everything together. And now for an inner corner highlight, I'm going to use Virgin from the Naked palette. I'm just using that on a small flat shader brush. I'm just going to pat it on the inner corner. And on the lower lash line, I'm going to drag it about halfway. I'm just going to take Virgin on a fluffy brush and pat it along my brow bone. It's a brow bone highlight. And then I'm going to blend it into Buck. So for the eyeliner, I suggest you use whatever you are comfortable with. If you like a liquid liner better, then use that. If you like gel, then use that. What I'm going to be using is the Tarteist Clay Paint Liner. since it is very important to have even wings on a day that your makeup is going to be photographed, you can use just Scotch tape. You want to stick it to your skin first and then pull it off so it's not as harsh. And then I'm just going to put that right up to my lid at an angle, like so. And you should know by now that I cannot speak while I'm doing my eyeliner. I'm not capable of doing that. So this is just a really sped up version of me painting on my wing. And the really great thing about using the tape is you don't have to worry about being messy on the outer corner because the tape solves that for you. Now the moment of truth. As you can see, they are a little different. This is not completely foolproof because if you don't place the tape at the exact same angle, then it's going to create, you know, two slightly different shapes. So I'm just going to clean that up. Now I'm going to give my eyes a break and we'll go back to them, and I'm just going to start working on the face. First I'm going to take this lightest shade in the corner and put that under my eyes and any other areas that I want to highlight. I'm just using a foundation brush. Now I'm going to use this shade right here to contour, and I'm just putting that on the side of the brush, and I'm gonna put that along the cheekbones and a little bit under the chin, jawline, that thing. Using a smaller brush, I'm just going to put some along the sides of my nose. And now I'm just taking a wet beauty blender. This is actually a rip-off, but you know, same thing. And I'm just going to blend all of this out. And I'm just going to take this shade, which is basically just my actual match, and then conceal any other areas that I didn't get with the contouring and highlight. So now that all that is laid down, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and I'm going to just apply this all over my face, and then I'm also going to use the wet beauty blender to blend it out. And I am going to go over where I contoured and highlighted just to kind of soften it up, and we'll go back in with powders later. And applying with a beauty blender or a damp sponge just gives it a lot of a softer and more glowy effect. So now we're going to move on to brows, and I'm just going to start out by using my Sephora brow pencil to line them out. And now that I basically lined out the shape that I want to fill in, I'm just going to fill that in with the NYX Tame Frame Brow Pomade. I'm just going to soften those up with a spoolie. Now going back to eyes, I'm going to apply Last Sin, basically all over the lower lash line. And then dabbing into a bit of Buck with that same brush. I'm just going to hit the outer corner, and then taking that large blending brush and just kind of making that all seamless. I take my NYX Wonderpencil in light and just line my waterline. I'm just going to apply Urban Decay Perversion Mascara all over my top and bottom lashes. I'm going to curl my top lashes first. Just going very light on the bottom lashes. And today I'm going to be using Ardell Demi Wispy False Eyelashes. I'm going to try to do this on camera for you, at least one eye. And then the very important part is to wait about at least 30 seconds and let this dry. Well, not dry, but it's going to get tacky, and that's how it's going to stick on your eye, because if you just try to apply it like right now, it's just not going to stick. Okay, not too bad. So I just applied it onto the lash line with the tweezers in the middle, and then I took the tweezers and connected it to the outer corner, and then did the same thing on the inner corner. And on my inner corner it's a little fidgety, so I had to hold it there for a few seconds to make sure that it really adhered. So these are the finished eyes with the false lashes. So right now we're gonna focus. So we're going to focus on sculpting the face more, and I'm going to start off by using my Rimmel Natural Bronzer in Sunlight. This is a matte bronzer, but I basically use it to contour. So I'm going to hit all of those places that I got before with the cream. To apply it to my nose, I'm going to use a fan brush. Makes application easier on such a small area, and plus it's not as concentrated, which I prefer. Blush, I'm going to use Milani's Baked Blush in Luminoso, and this is just a really shimmery, nice peach blush. I'm just going to apply that right above the bronzer, starting at the apples of my cheeks and making its way back. And then to finish up the face, I'm going to use the Stila All Over Shimmer Powder in Kitten. I've had this for a very, very long time, so I'm not sure if they even make it anymore, but I'm just using a really small rounded face brush. And I'm just going to hit right on the cheekbones. This is just going to give a nice glow. You can use basically any highlighter. Then I'm going to hit along the nose slightly. The Cupid's bow. For events like this, I highly recommend using some type of lip primer. I have the NYX one in Nude, and this is just going to cancel out the color of your natural lips, and it's also going to help the lip color adhere longer. So I'm going to show you guys 4 different lip colors that you can pair with this, just to kind of show you that this is very convertible and can be worn with a ton of different lip sticks, as well as like dress colors, stuff like that. I'm only going to apply one on camera for you just to save time, and that's going to be Maybelline's matte lipstick in Daringly Nude. Here are 2 nude lip options, a peacher version and a pink version. All lip products will be listed in the description bar. And then here are 2 more bold lip colors. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. A full list of every single product, including the lip colors that I used, will all be in the description bar. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you could like me on Facebook, or check out my blog. All those links will be at the end of the video as well as in the description bar. If you like this video, then please be sure to give it a thumbs up, go check out my other videos, and be sure to subscribe to my channel because it makes me happy. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys next time. I love false eyelashes. I love them so much.